Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with Realtors, about real things, real stuff, anything else real, anything else new we can think of. So this week, we are going to talk about, do these following marketing tactics really sell the home? Like, what really sells a home, and does this marketing stuff actually work?
Yeah, that's good. Does what really sells a home actually is a really great title. Well, we all do a ton of videos.
Yeah. So first marketing tactic is video. Video is tricky. I think that during COVID times, it did help sell the home because it was harder to see homes at that time. Some buyers didn't ever want to go out of their house. Some buyers didn't feel comfortable going into someone else's home when it was occupied. So that's when video tours got really popular. And I think that was for good reason. Nowadays, I mean, there's been surveys done that the video tours of the home don't really help sell the home. A lot of buyers don't find it necessary because they just look at the photos. Photos look good. They go look in person. Or their agent will do a video tour like on FaceTime or something like that with them. So why do we keep doing video tours? Well, I think it's good for the brand, for the Realtors brand. I do think it's good for that. It's good to show the face. It's good to show that you're getting listings and working and you're out there. But I think it is also good for the listing. Personally, I think that there's things that come across in video that don't come across in photos.
Right. Agreed. And I bet the person that's really interested in that house is watching that video over and over again. I do think that a lot of it is marketing for the realtor themselves. And I think, right, did you already talk about the survey? It was like 10.
No, go ahead.
10, was it 10% you said? Or some small number of sellers were not, when they asked how important do you think a video is, maybe 10% thought it was important.
Yeah, it was even less than that possibly.
Like Courtney and I we tried to do a little bit of a lifestyle video on the Whitehall property. We ran over to the market that was just around the corner. We ran into Bellacino's that was right there, grabbed a hot coffee, grabbed some cheese or whatever we needed at the grocery store and showed like what it was like. And that was all based off what the seller told me about what it was like to live in their home. So that's something that we like to do, is ask the question, tell us how and what you do in your home that makes it special, and then try to create something around that. So
that's a better idea.
Yeah, I think they're important. I think trying to do something different might be a little like the one we just did, walking in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Things like that.
See, the ones that are more interesting, like diving into a swimming pool or walking in fully clothed, that gets eyes on the property because it's an interesting video.
Right.
So is it showcasing the whole house as a video tour? No, but it's getting everybody's eyes on that property.
Right. And instead of the traditional standing in front of the front door, hi, this is Brandy Laffins with Remax, and I would like to introduce you to 123 Main Street. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
And to your point, the lifestyle shoots are showing the buyer what it's going to be like to live in that neighborhood, which doesn't come across in photos. Like, I didn't know, or not I, but other buyers looking at it don't know that Bellacino's is right around the corner from this property, and that it's so easy to go to the grocery store, blah, blah. Like, that stuff does sell the property. So it really depends on the video. It depends on the type of home it is and the market, I guess.
What about open houses? Do you think those help sell the property?
I do and I don't. Statistically, it's very rare for a buyer to come into the open house and buy the property from an open house. I think most serious buyers have agents already. So if they're in the open house ready to buy, it's usually because they're kind of there for a showing, but without their agent, if that makes sense. But I will say the house I bought for myself, we had to compete against one other offer, and that person came into the open house, wrote the offer with that agent that was holding the open house open, and then we ended up having to pay way over asking because of this one offer from the open house. Right. So it does happen.
It definitely does, because like you said, it gives an opportunity for the buyer that doesn't want to bother their agent, which they should bother their agent, but it's great that they're coming to the open house as well. But gives them an opportunity to look at the home, stay in the home a little longer, or maybe they already saw it once with their agent and they're coming back to look at it again, because I can't tell you how many times the offers that we get are from somebody that saw it during the open house. Now, would they have seen it without the open house? Probably. Yeah. They probably would have. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to go to this open house and maybe I feel like buying a house today. No, they probably have some intentions of buying a home. Yeah. I think that open houses are more productive than a realtor tour.
Yeah. So realtor tour and open houses are similar in the sense that the home is open, but one is for realtors, one is for public or realtors. Like a realtor could go to the open house on a weekend. So and I think the argument for realtor tour is for realtors to get to know the inventory and keep an eye out for like what their client, like sometimes I go to realtor tour and they pitch a property. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a client for that. I didn't even realize.
Right.
Like
You
somehow,
kind of maybe forgot about them because they're,
but something maybe they
call you once a year to
yeah. Someone says something particular about this property that's maybe not written out, whatever. So things like that can happen, but it's more for the realtor to get to know the inventory, and they could do that at open houses on weekends too.
Right. And looking at obviously MLS. I mean, I used to tour all the time, and I highly recommend that agents do it, especially newer agents. But I feel like if you have one choice, I mean, I've had clients say to me, well, I don't want an open house, but I want the realtor tour. Because I don't want every neighbor to come through, every looky-loo. Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do, because they might know somebody.
They may say, hey, your house is bigger than mine. I want this house for whatever reason. But versus the realtor tour, sometimes it's just like you said, the realtor's trying to learn the inventory. So I think you're getting the actual potential buyer in the house on the weekend versus the realtor that might know somebody. Not trying to diminish realtors by any means.
No, and realtor tour is it's great and it's fun, but I think almost like a realtor tour is getting looky-loos in there. Like the realtors are the looky-loos. The realtors are the ones who are like, oh, that looks like a cool house.
Oh my gosh,
let's
you're
go
right.
see it.
Yes.
I don't have a client for it, but I want to see it.
Right. I want to see it, or I don't have anything going on. I'm going to go tour.
Yeah, exactly. Go
but
chat it up.
Again, it's great to know the inventory because it does help you and it helps your clients, especially when, let's say you toured a home that you didn't have anyone to show up to, but 2 weeks later you showed a different home at the same price point, and you can say, well, I did see this other one that was the same price, but it had the green carpet and it had that, not to make fun of green carpet, but it had this, that, and the other. It needed a lot of updates, let's just say, versus this one doesn't. So I feel like this one's probably a better buy than the one. Anyways, it's just getting to know the inventory so that you are the knowledge broker.
The knowledge broker. Shout out Broke Agent Media. Okay, so
what's circle dial?
What is
Kelsey?
circle dialing? I was going to throw this one to you. I see you trying to throw it to me. So, Brandy.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the next one is circle dial. So, Brandy, what is circle dialing, and do you think it helps sell the home?
Yes. So circle dialing is getting a list of all of the neighbors, because we're creepy that way.
We got ways. We got strategy.
So we get a list of the people that live in the area of the home we are trying to sell, and we call them and we invite them to the open house, or we tell them that there is a home listed in their neighborhood, and if they know anybody that is potentially looking, or if they want to try to pick their neighbors, to have them take a look at this property. So we just inform the neighbors the details about the property. Does it work?
I mean, I will say that when I circle dialed last week, I had a couple people say, oh my gosh, yes, I have 3 or 4 friends looking in this price range. I'll send it to them. And I always say, it's always before we do an open house, and I always say, send them by the open house, so, and if they can't make it, call me for a showing. Obviously, like, call our team, but I think it's just one more way for us to get more eyes on the property.
Yeah.
The more people see it and know about it, the more likely we are to sell it at the highest price possible.
And door knocking was similar to circle dial, but you kind of get the drift on what that means.
Door knocking can be a little bit harder. I mean, people don't always want to be disturbed in their homes, but it is a good form of marketing. I think circle dialing and door knocking are both good ways to market the open house to try to get more people through.
Right, and invite the neighbors. And I think that there is no such thing as bad exposure. Let's just put it that way.
So true. So true. What about online marketing? How important is our online ads that we run for each new listing?
Well, personally, again, I think you need as much exposure as possible. So the more eyes you get on the property, the more interest you're going to get, the higher price you're going to get. So and what we do is targeting to different areas, not just Chico, so Sacramento, Bay Area, boosting it on social media. Google has been really successful for us.
Yeah.
Shout out to Emily for that.
Yeah. I mean, how many times do you see like a gorgeous house, a gorgeous photo of a house, and you just want to click on it because you just want to see the rest, or you want to see where this house is located or how much it's priced at, you know? So I think by having those amazing photos and kind of that like clickbait type of caption, we get a lot of attention on each property that we solicit online.
Yeah, no, I think we do. We've got, and I mean, with our new Google marketing, we're getting a lot of people calling us.
Yeah.
So it's working.
It is working.
People are Googling. Who knew this thing called Google was going to change our lives?
How do we get on Chat GPT leads?
I don't know. I'm scared of Chat GPT. I don't know. That's a scary. AI is scary.
That's another topic I wrote down for us to do. If you guys want to hear us talk about AI, drop a comment and let us know.
Yeah. And then Kelsey will figure out what we're going to say about it. 'Cause I have no
Then we'll
idea.
research AI.
Yeah. Well, like you have this caption here, is AI going to replace a realtor? So that's kind of cool. Yeah, we should talk about that at some point.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
Will. Stay tuned. Okay, well, those are our main sources of marketing right now. I mean, we're always coming up with new ways to market a new listing. So
Well, we also do postcards. We send out emails to all of our clients in Sphere, and every week everybody knows about our listings that are coming up. There's all sorts of things, but it's just kind of interesting to talk about. Do these, every agent is doing. I mean, everybody knows. Put in the comments how many realtors you know.
That's what we want to know.
Everybody knows a realtor, and everybody knows that a lot of them do the videos of the house and the house tour. So it's just kind of interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
Does it really work?
Does it work?
Depends.
I think it does. I think
Depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
And even maybe it doesn't. I think that if you are a serious buyer and you are looking, then it's great.
then you'll see it on Zillow.
Yeah, true. True.
But in a market like we've seen the last 6 months where it was harder to sell a home, you couldn't just stick a sign in the ground and get 4 offers. It was even more important to do the online marketing and the open houses, I think, to try to draw as much attention to it as we could at that time.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. See you guys on the next one. Maybe we'll talk about AI. Maybe we will. Bye.